Good morning, everybody, on this beautiful Monday, Mamba Day 824. Nothing but love for Kobe Bean Bryant. Let's just take a moment right quick to just show love to this beautiful soul. Man, Kobe, RIP, man. Nothing but love for the guy. What Kobe means to me, it's drive and heart and passion. This guy was such a wonderful person as a basketball player. I don't know him personally, but the things that he's taught me growing up, I grew up with them. So for some people, that's their MJ or that's their LeBron James. For the younger generation, Kobe was my idol, and what he helped me get through or push me through. I mean, it's all work. It's all wanting to be better. It's all wanting to do something more than what you push yourself to do. Sometimes it feels like we can only accomplish so much, but we really don't know until we start failing. It's the failures that make us better. And that's something that he showed us. The Mamba mentality is a creation in the brain that just allows us to keep pushing, keep moving. When there's an obstacle in the way, we just jump over, or as he said, put a wall through me, put a wall in front of me, and I'm gonna run right through it. And that's what Kobe showed me. And Kobe also, as a father, it was just so beautiful watching him after retirement and the way he was trying to put eyes on women's sports in general. It was wonderful, wonderful. And as a dad with two girls, I want my kids, or I can't wait to tell my kids the story about Kobe Bryant and what he meant to me. And hopefully that inspires them to want to accomplish more in life. So thank you, Kobe. Thank you for everything and for what you continue to do. And we see you. We see you in Jayson Tatum. We see you in Luka. We see you in LeBron. We see you everywhere. Rest in peace, my guy. All right, guys, it's Monday. It's always a rough start for most people. Get your coffee in you. Get it rolling. It's time to wake up. It's time to do something. Make a difference today. With that being said, let's move on. We got a problem. And it's not the Lakers. It's the Clippers. What's going on in LA? There's a pandemic going on. And the pandemic isn't COVID-19. It is the one and only Pandemic P. Paul George told us he was playoff P. He said it himself. We're just waiting to see playoff P. There's more than a problem with the governor in California, and that's Paul George. Paul George also seems to be the problem. Paul George, you can't, your last 3 games in the bubble, in the playoffs, you're under 25% shooting. That's ridiculous, my guy. I understand you said that you're not just a shooter. You're an all-around basketball player. I get that. Where the hell were you in the final shot? Why wasn't Kawhi Leonard or Pandemic P on Luka on the final shot? I have no idea. That's ridiculous. Doc Rivers, what is going on there? Was it a trust? Was it a trust thing that you just allowed your team to play team defense or were expecting it? And you didn't call Kawhi or PG to step up and play defense at the most crucial time to win this game without them having Porzingis? You got to get this W, my guy. You got to. This is what's. I was talking about the Lakers last time, how they're going to have a rough go in the next round, and then the next round, it's going to be hard to get to the finals. It's going to be rough getting to the finals, and when they get to the finals, they may be depleted. We don't know. The one thing about the Clippers is I'm not worried if I'm a Clippers fan, and the reason I say that is because Paul George has been playing like a G League player his first game in the NBA, and they're still winning. They've won, right? So when Paul George has a decent game, this is a blowout. And that's not a knock on Luka or the Dallas Mavericks because what they're doing is wonderful. And Luka is 100% most improved. The reason I say that is because he went from rookie of the year, and he should be in the MVP conversation. I don't know if he should be MVP, but he should 100% be in the MVP conversation. And the fact that he isn't, that tells me he should be the most improved. Because when you make such a jump like that, it's incredible. Luka is the future, 100%. I don't think anybody can disagree with that. But that's not the problem here. The problem is on the other side of the ball. The problem is with the Clippers. But is there really a problem? Once Paul George gets it going, it's a wrap. It's a wrap there. And I'm gonna make the assumption that he does it this next game. He's got to wake up. And even if he doesn't, depending what happens with Porzingis, if he's gonna play or not, I know he's a game time decision. I'm hoping he plays because we want to see the best players out there on the court. So prayers for him, man. But Paul George has to play some ball. He has to play some ball. Everybody knows that. 14 points, 4 for 17. Come on, guy. Let's go. Be aggressive. All these jump shots that you're doing, that's ridiculous. Just be aggressive. Be aggressive. That's insane. Paul George, get some flow going. Get to the free throw line. Help Kawhi Leonard. The guy can't carry this team by himself. At least not to get to the finals. But we shall see. We shall see. All right, man. The stars have arrived. Oops, sorry, guys. Jack that up. These two studs right here. What I just said about Luka, 100% should be in the MVP conversation. Now, Jayson Tatum is balling. The only reason that there isn't as many eyes on him right now is because Luka's doing this against the Clippers. I get that. This guy's averaging 28 points a game right now. Jayson Tatum is hooping. For those of you that haven't been watching this guy play, he's hooping. He's obviously the best player on the court right now on that team or in that series. 76ers going home. They got more problems than just the coach. You got to start looking at Ben Simmons. You got to start thinking about Joel Embiid. Can he stay healthy? Is he worth the risk down there in the 76ers? Like I tweeted, the problem in Philly is the actual process itself. When the hell did the process even start? You guys started with a bunch of injury-prone guys that can't even play their first year. I mean, Joel Embiid was out, 3 years? That's crazy. But that's not the point here. The point here is that Jayson Tatum has arrived. Before the passing of Kobe Bryant, let's not forget, Jayson Tatum was out there training with Kobe. And that's the reason that I say we see Kobe still out there because he's living through all these players. And Jayson Tatum is showing that. This guy's mid-range jumper, this guy's fadeaway, he's got the three. He's built like a rock. He's the one. And he's here. He's already arrived. He's already here. So pay attention, folks. Pay attention. All right, man. What a disappointment. What a disappointment this weekend. What a disappointment did we see. And I want to start with these Nuggets. Borba was supposed to be on the show today and let us in on the insight on how he feels his Nuggets are doing. I'm extremely disappointed. Both Jamal Murray hooping, I love it, but he's still inconsistent. He's on and off. If you're gonna be that guy, you got to show up every day, at least 20 plus. Jamal Murray, you got to help out the Joker. You got to help him out, man. Donovan Mitchell is playing out of his mind. It's crazy. This this series has been fun to watch. Unfortunately, it's one-sided because the Nuggets can't seem to finish down the backstretch. They can't close out games. They just can't close out games. And I actually had picked the Denver Nuggets to win. And I see them going home in 6. I see them going home in 6. My disappointment is this guy. The reason I say that is, yes, he's been going off. Yes, he's been putting up his numbers. But when we were talking about the small ball last week, it's the small ball is fun to watch, and you see a lot of other teams doing it. Boston, for example, Tice will play as their center, and then they got Jalen, they got Jayson Tatum, Marcus Smart. They get small, but they're making shots. That's the difference with the Rockets. I mean, you live and die by the shot. But the only thing about the Rockets that I dislike, and this is where I don't really like Mike D'Antoni, and Brad Stevens has mastered it so far. But the ISO ball, James Harden, it's almost got to be frustrating. If you're a Rockets fan, it's got to be 100% frustrating when you see an ISO almost every single time out there, every play, down the stretch. That's the worst part, down the stretch. So down the stretch, I mean, we're seeing James Harden one-on-one for 22 seconds. Finally drives, dishes it out, and expects PJ Tucker to hit a shot or Eric Gordon. And they should be, because they're open. They should be making those shots. The only thing is there's no rhythm on these players. And that's the reason that I think James Harden is so disappointing, is because he is not engaging with his teammates during the game. And I may have used the wrong word there. Not engaging, but he's not allowing these guys to ever catch rhythm. And until he does that, this team is nothing more than a second round team. And that showed it this weekend. This team has to get away from the ISO ball every single time. It just goes to show Mike D'Antoni has had no success getting to the NBA Finals doing ISO ball. So change something up. Come on, Mike D'Antoni. Do you not want a job? Are you nothing but a regular season coach? Because that's exactly what it's looking like. And James Harden just happens to be on that goddamn train, and it's still going to be the same guy. Nothing but a regular season stud. James Harden, you got to get it together. Got to get it together.